Hey guys, it's your boy Catch These Hands. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel, whichever one applies. Got a little World of Warships Legends action for you today on the Xbox One X. Premium German Tier 5 cruiser, the Graf Spee. Cap the base action on New Dawn. This is defined as a pocket battleship. It's got battleship guns on a cruiser body, but the battleship guns are the 283s, I believe the same as the Scharnhorst. So they're not quite that powerful. They can get the job done, but against other battleships, you have to be really close to be able to find their citadel. Alright, so your survivability is a 48. You have 39,400 HP, which is decent. Most of any cruiser in the game, I believe. The game allows 2 mods, no upgrades. Went with Aiming Systems Mod 1, as per usual, and Prop Mod 2. We do have a slow rudder shift time, but I figure if I can accelerate quickly, the rudder's going to really dig in a little more, and it's going to be a little easier to steer, and that propulsion is really going to help me speed up, slow down, play the behind the island game if I need to with this cruiser. So your artillery rating is a 74. You have 2x3 283 millimeters. The 2x3, so you have 1 turret forward, 1 turret aft. Each has 3 barrels. Range 15 clicks. Reload 20 seconds, 180 degree traverse time 25 seconds. You can see decent numbers, but nothing that really is going to stick out at you there. The range, maybe 15 clicks seems nice, but then we're talking about good old German dispersion, which, if you're not aware, no bueno. Your max damage for your HE shells is 3,200. Your fire starting chance is 23%. That is a really good number, and that seems like a really great number, but don't forget it is offset by dispersion, by your reload, and by the fact that you're only throwing around 6 barrels worth of shots. So, you know, if it was 16% or 12%, you probably never start a fire. It would take you like 3 or 4 salvos, because you got to figure at any given time, half the time, half your salvos aren't going to hit. It's like the 50-50-90 rule. 90% of the time, you're going to not get what you need. So your secondaries, 3x2, 105 millimeters. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Rewind really quick. AP max damage 8,650. Sorry. Alright, so secondaries 3x2, 105 millimeters. Range 4.2 clicks. Reload 3.4 secs. HE max damage 1,200. Fire chance 8%. You also have 8x1, 150 guns. That does give you a total of 14 secondary guns. Range 4.2 clicks is the same. Reload is 7.5 secs, so a little slower.
Problem solved,
then your first set of secondaries, your HE max damage is 1,700. Your fire chance is 11%. I have Von Mueller is my commander for this ship, but I'm wondering if you went with a secondary spec'd out commander and went with a secondary build on this thing, if you may be able to turn it into a little more of a brawler than it is more of what you want it to be. I don't think you'll ever quite be where you want to be with this ship. That is one of the deals about it. It just, in virtually every category, leaves a little something to be desired. Your torps, 2x4, 533 mils, 1 set of launcher each side, decent arcs. Reload 90 seconds, 180 degree turn time, 6 seconds, max damage 13,700, that's nice. Detectability range by sea 1.3 clicks, range 8 clicks, speed 65 knots. Your maneuverability is 49 rated, max speed 29 knots, turning circle radius 680 meters, not that great. Rudder shift 10.3, as I mentioned earlier, it is on the longer side. Concealment 59 is your rating there. Detectability by sea 11.8 clicks, by air 7.4 clicks. Clicks. I think I made that mistake in another video too. Hopefully you guys don't beat me up too bad for that or hold it against me. Guaranteed detection range 2 clicks, and your detection range in smoke while firing 8.9 clicks. Of course, damage controls infinity, sonar, detect torps 3.6 clicks, ships 5.2 clicks, duration is 114 seconds. That's 1 minute 54 seconds. That's such an odd number. You gotta love my drunk driving here on the screen too. I'm just trying to, all I want to do is get around this island, get away from these guys just raining hot lava rocks upon me, and I run just smack into the auto steer away from collision from the far island on the right pushed me into the island on the left. And because this thing handles like a overweight moose on rollerblades, I couldn't, by the time I was trying to get the rudder over, just whatever. Yeah. So okay, reload duration 114 seconds, 1 minute 54. Like, where do you come up with that number? I just, like, we're sitting around the table about, hey man, let's make that 1 minute and 54 seconds. That's the perfect number. Reload on your sonar 180 seconds. You have 2 of them. Catapult fighter, duration 360 secs. That's 6 minutes. Your match is only 15 minutes max. Use them liberally, because your reload is 180 secs. That's 3 minutes. So even if the match is the longest it could be at 15 minutes, you're taking the 6 minutes times 2 is 12, plus this reload time of 3 minutes gives you 15 minutes. So really, in theory, you almost want to have a plane up at the very start of the match, or you're not going to get to use one. If you're going to use it a little more strategically later on in the match, when you're trying to get your initial position and you don't want to give it away by throwing a plane up and appearing on the mini-map with a plane haloing over you, just understand you're not going to be able to use all of both that you're going to carry with you. Catapult fighter DPS doesn't really matter right now, but 48 for your damage per second, and you get 2 of them. As I said, on to the next thing, repair party, you get 2 heals plus 197 hit points per second. Your duration is 28 seconds, your reload's 80 seconds. So back to the game really quick. I know the destroyer is there, obviously, now that I saw the smoke, but when I was spotted as I was driving away, I knew I had to turn around. I knew I had this Pensacola going there. I knew all of a sudden that they were going to start curling over to try and get the point. And we're up by a couple ships right now, but this is like, if bad stuff happens right here for your team, a couple bad decisions, the whole thing can flip and come undone. Obviously, they're capping our base. They're putting some pressure on us, and now I'm getting worried because I know that that Fuso over there is coming up as well. But I decided to turn back up to Pensacola. Pretty glad I did. You'll see why in a sec. Back to your repair party. 197 hit points per second. As I said, your duration is 28 seconds. Reload 80 seconds. Type 9 permanent camo, detectability range minus 4.5%, incoming dispersion plus 4.5%. Karl von Mueller is my commander, as I said earlier. Level 7, not legendary, so a 7/0. Inspiration Norm Scott, precision of cruisers, mains, guns, plus 2.5% is that base trait inspiration numerical value that you get from that. The base trait for Karl von Mueller, party, max cruiser speed up 1.75%. Only equates to a half a knot, but I guess every little bit helps. Burn it down XXL, fire chance plus 1%. If we do the math on that, that works out to 0.23% being added to your fire chance. When you look at it in that respect, it's not that much. Igniter, fire chance plus 2%. If that stacks at 3%, you do the math, you get 0.69%. It's not even 0.75%. Again, every little bit helps, but how much is that really helping? Punch through, AP damage at 3%. That is 259.5 if you do the math. Not sure. I mean, 259 hit points is 259 hit points. I guess over the course of a number of shells hitting, that value is going to compound pretty well numerically, but it doesn't seem like a whole lot initially. Right here, but a couple seconds before in the battle, I just realized I had torpedoes, so we're going to let those fly at this Fuso and see what we can do. Back to Commander von Mueller, fixated, precision plus 2%, dispersion minus 2%, other cruiser's main guns. I don't have legendary, but it's +1 consumable, or your reload minus 3%. That only works out to about minus 0.6 seconds. Bye-bye, Fuso. That only works out to minus 0.6 seconds. So 19.4 seconds versus 20. Again, not sure how valuable that is. So we've had some decent action here. 76,000. Been a good game. And this guy is dead meat, but I'd love to be the one to get the kill. We're going to turn here and drive by the Fuso. Drag our bulkhead all across his hull. And we're going to line up on this New Mexico along with everyone else on the team who has him in range. Swear this guy has to feel like... I hate being this guy in this situation. I feel so bad for him. I feel like I'm in a pinata party and everyone's swinging at once. So, wondering if the torps can do any damage here. And then I notice, wow, my teammates they're doing some good damage in their own right. I shoot the torps out, quick back to the guns. And he takes another hit right there, knocks him down. He's got a feather of health. But enemy battleship destroyed. And we do get the dub. So it was a good game. The Graf Spee is an interesting ship. Jack of all trades, master of none. But versatility and having some of that is better than nothing. If you're a collector, you might like to play with it. If you're a huge fan of the German ships, you might like to play with it. I'd recommend. All right, guys, thanks for coming by. Have another video up soon. Take care.